That's a huge drop off from Cat to
Gucci Mane.
to Gucci Mane. And so you have to make the move for Cat, and he fits that team so good. Julius Randle is a high volume 3-point shooter that don't make a lot.
And bring the ball up the floor too.
He want to do way too much.
Yeah.
All right, so good luck, Anthony Edwards with that experience. Like I said, the last thing I say, when they played against the Denver Nuggets, I know Anthony Edwards is the young star. He's coming up. We all like his energy and game. But they won that Denver Nuggets series because Karl-Anthony Towns dominated the matchup with Jokic. You got Karl-Anthony Towns from the Minnesota Timberwolves. They made it to what? The Western Conference Finals.
Western Conference Final.
All right. And then they traded him over to the New York Knicks for Randle and some picks. Randle, some picks, and Dante DiVincenzo. All right. A guard who gets buckets. Maybe it's going to be off the bench in Minnesota. We'll see. You know what I mean? So what y'all thought about that trade? I have some thoughts, but what y'all really thought about the trade, and does it bolster any team to go further than what they did last year?
I think it's a trade where both teams lose. I don't think what Minnesota gets back moves the needle. I'm not a Julius Randle guy at all. I like DiVincenzo as a sixth man or whatever. I think he's a good player. I think he's tough-minded. But Randle, to me, is kind of a flake. And then for the Knicks, you make this trade to win big. And I don't trust Karl-Anthony Towns playing 4 good games out of 7 with anything. I mean, I just think that's ridiculous bet on their part. And I think it's just bad business on their part. And I think it's telling that Minnesota trades this guy in his prime. Like, that tells you everything. They don't believe he's that guy at all. You don't trade a talented 7-foot guy in their prime for a bag of chips and a used condom. Like, what do you do?
That's not DiVincenzo. He's not a used
He's the
condom.
bag of chips.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Randall's the used condom. Might have broke, too. He's one of them, like, what's those ones you used to get at school?
The free ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those powder blue packs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think the Knicks kind of won out of the situation because we don't know what Julius coming in with, and his hopefully a new place can bring him, to that top tier player he was at once. But Brunson came in and did what he was supposed to do, but now he being injury prone. I don't know if that was something Minnesota should have took a chance on at this time, especially if they trying to get over the top. I don't know if that was the best decision at that moment.
No, that's a fair point. I think New York won this trade, and I think this was a really good move for New York. I think it's a really good move for New York because number one, you had to get rid of Randle. Everybody knew you had to get rid of Randle, and it's not necessarily because Randle's a bad player. It's just because the way your team set up, you let Hartenstein left for more money. All right, so you were really like center deprived. So it was either Karl-Anthony Towns or like an extreme drop off to where you make a move to get Nikola Vucevic, which Chicago's been trying to get rid of for 1,000 years now. And that's the level. That's a huge drop off from Cat to
Gucci Mane.
to Gucci Mane. And so you have to make the move for Cat, and he fits that team so good. Julius Randle is a high volume 3-point shooter that don't make a lot.
And bring the ball up the floor too.
He want to do way too much.
Yeah.
All right, so good luck, Anthony Edwards with that experience. Karl-Anthony Towns, he's going to sit in the corner for the majority of the game, and then he's comfortable with running the second unit, and then he'll get some post touches, and you get to run offense through him for 10 minutes. And then as soon as the starters come back, he'll sit in that corner. And he's going to make 40 to 48% of them when he's sitting in that corner. You know what I mean? And everybody on that team, the guards, Brunson needs space when he's Mikal Bridges needs space when he's getting busy. You know what I mean? So you got OG. OG kind of sits in the corner as well. You got and like I said, the last thing I say, when they played against the Denver Nuggets, I know Anthony Edwards is the young star. He's coming up. We all like his energy and game. But they won that Denver Nuggets series because karl-Anthony Towns dominated the matchup with Jokic. Yeah. He destroyed Rudy Gobert. He had Naz Reid on the bench in foul trouble, and they said, okay, Cat, let's try Cat. Just do your best. Don't foul. Do your best. And he did way more than we expect. He dominated that matchup, and that's why they won that series. And what a way to make a move spawning off of that. I know it was another round, and he had some mixed results, but it's still, you saw life in him.
Right.
You saw, like, maybe he do got the hustlers. Yeah. maybe there's life there. Maybe we can draw it out. Tibbs, and the first go around, I know,
fool's gold.
But the second time around, it could be something.
Yeah. He can be the big dog in the East, man. He ain't got to face Joker and Anthony Davis.
Yeah,
and he face Joel Embiid.
And he won't have to do that much.
Yep.
Maybe. That's my dog now, but maybe he has to face him. Maybe he don't.
Oh, you mean in the playoff?
Because of injuries.
I'm in the East overall.
Yeah. I'm just saying because of injuries. Maybe you've had to face him. Maybe you don't. New York had to face him at what 60% last year.
Yeah.
So
just not.
But still not. Yeah.
Not a believer.
That's fair now. That's fair because he
is who he is.
He's had some soft moments.
He is who he is, man.
Yeah. Well, people could change, man.
No, they can't. They can't. I mean, that's a bullshit narrative. People do not change. You might, like slightly sand up a rough edge, but you don't change, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People are who they are.
That's fair. And because I know you're not talking about getting better or getting worse as a basketball player. You're talking about mentality. You're talking about
the core of who you are as a person does not change.
Yeah.
And the thing is his biggest problem is he's like schizophrenic.
Yeah.
He's not one solid guy.
Yeah.
He's got weird personalities and voices to go with each one of them.
Well, at least he can.
If that man ain't suited for a Diddy party, I don't know who is. He's probably the most disappointed guy in America. Diddy got caught.
Yeah, because he's just getting fame. He might get invited to the next one.
Coming to New York? I mean, come on, man.
He was a prime candidate.
He was stuck up there in Minnesota.
Yeah. It's hard to get an invite.
Visiting Turkish bathhouses.
I can see the Knicks making the conference finals. I really can.
Oh, yeah.
I can see them making the conference finals. They're a little light on the bench, but I can see them making the conference finals. You can't see that? Would you still have Milwaukee over them?
They may. I mean, to me, the Celtics are the defending champions. I'm going to believe in them until further notice. Philadelphia, let's see how everything comes together. I mean, here's the way I look at it. If everything goes great in Philadelphia, they might be better. Milwaukee, I think they're fatally flawed now defensively. Yeah. And I think Giannis could be great, but I just don't think they have enough. If they make it to the conference final, it'd almost feel like a Cinderella run more than something that should happen.
You know what stuck out to me about Milwaukee is during their presser, Giannis said him and Dame couldn't find time to link over the offseason at all, not even one day. And this is a group pairing that wish they had more chemistry because Dame got there late and then injuries. Yeah. And then both are healthy over the offseason. And
that's revealing.
You don't even see each other.
That's revealing.
Yeah.
In year two together.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, you get to a point where, back in their hey, Clay and Steph, you got 5, 6, 7 years of equity. Or, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, they don't need to see each other during the summer. Yeah. Probably good that they don't. And then you come in and it's fresh. But those two guys, come on.
Yeah.
That's telling.
Especially coming off that season, you're right.
Maybe Dame was too busy with Glorilla. I think she's too much for him.
It would seem
if I'm being honest.
It would seem like
yeah. He'll probably have to tap
from
out.
The Bay Area, man. He's solid.
He could get it done.
I'm not a big believer in the Bay Area.
He at least need a feature from her, at least. He can't leave this without a feature.
Well, he made great music, though. I give him that, though.
Maybe he needs to focus on that instead of fucking up the Bucks.
He definitely ain't playing no defense.
Yeah.
Right about that.
Yeah. That's tough, man.
I think tough. I'm entering the Dame Lillard defensive phase of my career. I can't stay in front of a moving object, and neither can he.
Right about that.
Another quick thing. I saw this this glance across the screen on Bleacher Report, and this goes to what we talk about all the time in the NBA and NFL for what it's worth. And these are the top salaries for 24-25. Now, I'm not the type of man that likes to count pockets. But in salary cap sports, it's so important because, you know, it's a salary cap. If you paying a guy so much money, that means your team, he has to carry that amount of weight for that team, or your team is probably going to suffer. So, first of all, you got the top two in Durant and Beal. That's bad news for Phoenix.
On the same team. Mostly
because of Bradley Beal. Like $50 million, that's to be the second highest paid player in the league. That's nuts. And it's not really. It's kind of their fault. I know Washington gave him the deal, but then you traded him, so traded for him.
First team get the bag.
So you're a dummy. He's the first team get the bag guy on first team. All right, Durant is what it is. Kawhi Leonard is third. You know, because the injuries, that's bad.
He doesn't even make he makes over $1 million a game played.
Yeah,
like, seriously.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown. I'm so over him. I want him out of the league.
Kawhi?
Yeah.
It's time.
I'm fed up with him. Yeah.
Jaylen Brown is fourth. Kind of knew that. New deal. That's fine, in my opinion. Paul George is fifth. That's a little nuts. Jimmy Butler is sixth, and Damian Lillard is seventh, which is also nuts.
I'm a lot of whispers now, though, that Jimmy Butler and the Heat might be on different pages. I find that interesting.
Because of Pat is tired of all the shenanigans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and not winning.
Yeah.
I mean,
shenanigans with the not winning.
Shenanigans. I mean, winning with anything works.
Yeah.
Winning with jail time, winning with shenanigans, winning with baby oil, like it don't matter. Just it's got to be winning. But when when you're not going to win at the highest level, then every shenanigan is a problem.
Yeah, for sure. Now, one thing that you brought up, and you didn't say it here, but listen, there's only one guy in his prime on that top 7 list.
Amen.
That's bad. They need
they
need to change this thing to where the younger players like Jaylen Brown can be in position to be the highest paid guys, man. Because it's not, you know what I mean. That's tough to expect Paul George, Jimmy Butler, Dame Lillard, Kevin Durant to carry the load of a supermax player on their team.
I mean, what exactly this shows is Jaylen Brown is the only person on this list that might have his best basketball in front of him.
Yeah.
And to be fair, we're actually probably witnessing his best basketball right now.
Yeah. He's in the
Every other player on that list, their best basketball is behind him.
Way behind.
Yeah. Big facts. And that's terrible, man.
It is. It's awful.
Yeah.
But that's what you get when you have a players association, and the people that gravitate to the top of that are the veteran guys. And they're going to look out for themselves in all these CBA negotiations.
Chris Paul. Yeah, for sure.
I didn't mention my name, but hey, in that case, the glove fit.
Yeah, facts. Hopefully he produces with Wemby this year, so we can see Wemby in some thoughtful games.
I actually like these early pressers.
Yeah.
Because it was like basically him and Pop acknowledge that they despise each other. Did you catch that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Pop's like, yeah, I've always despised him. And then Chris is like, the feeling's mutual.
But I think he'll work in that system.
Oh, no, he'll work out fine. He'll do what he does. But I just